Remember
which also
Gaurav?
you know Gaurav also,
Yes,
right?
I know Gaurav.
Then Gaurav saw me on Twitter,
Hmm.
and he's like, "I love your blog, man. Like, can we meet for coffee?" And I
Hmm.
still remember we met at Art Cafe. We had coffee, and he offered me a job right there.
What?
And I'm like, I don't know anything about marketing,
Hmm.
finance background. But it's like, look, you're very interesting, So
Come.
we need interesting people.
Hmm.
And then we'll figure out the rest.
That's all.
That's it. I said, okay, but I need to get this much salary. He said, yeah, no problem. Well, yeah.
You asked for your salary.
Yeah.
And he didn't argue.
He didn't argue.
Did you wish that you had doubled that number?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because later on, I realized, you can only jump salaries when you jump jobs.
Absolutely.
Because when you're at a job, you'll only earn 10, 20%
Yeah.
every year, or something like that. So I even when I was a business unit head, later after 3 years, I was still making such a low salary. And guys in my same position were making like triple the salary.
Yeah, but that's the other thing that goes to talk about ethics. I'm sorry to bring this
No,
up.
that's so true, man.
You see, companies and business owners need to understand and appreciate the value of people. The fact that I've asked for a low salary and I've pushed myself and you can see my value. And then people on the same level are earning 2-3 times
Yeah.
the salary. How do you sleep with yourself?
You can't. It's impossible.
How? I mean, and then when a guy is leaving, that's when you want to
Yeah.
bring. The minute somebody is about to leave, you've lost him.
You've lost already him or her.
Wow.
For me, Gaurav was an amazing guy. Like, I still respect so much. Respect him. He taught me everything. He gave me the opportunity to learn. For 6 months, I don't even think I was doing any work because I didn't know what to do.
You were just learning.
I was just learning. Like, I would go with every pitch with him. We won so much business, but he was him doing all the work, Later on is when, then I started working and growing. So it wasn't him, because this company was structured in such a way.
Yes, of course.
I mean, we all know, yeah. So, but again, the experience was amazing. Like, I got to work then, own my own P&L. So I started understanding, how a business is run.
Yes.
So
you're
family
a business,
businesses, yeah.
You're
are
a
run
business
differently.
unit head at that
Yeah,
time.
I was business unit head.
And then?
Towards the end, yeah, because for almost a year I was a business unit head. Kenya Airways,
Yes.
Safaricom, Equity Bank, Heineken, Dettol, Durex, all these interesting clients. We work with Coke as well. So yeah, amazing experience. You can't get this kind of experience always
Correct.
everywhere. But then again, equity was also an issue. So they wouldn't give you equity. And by then I had started learning the value of equity.
Of course.
So I was like, I need equity. So I quit and I moved to New York.
You just quit.
Yeah, I said, man, I can't do this, I need to do my own thing.
You quit. Wait a minute. You quit and moved to New York.
Yeah, but I should say this.
Yes.
When I was working, I'd started building my photography career. When I was working.
All right.
I would leave work at 5, 6 p.m. At night, I would be with Mutua Mateka, climbing buildings, taking photos of Nairobi.
What?
Yeah, me and Mutua, we did all this photography that you see of Nairobi right now.
Wow.
It's me, him, and there were so many other people. We called ourselves the Night Bandits. And we would not ask for permission.
You just
We'd
find
ask
your
for
way.
forgiveness later. So, yeah, we were doing all this amazing photography. Ali, I think you should actually see some of my photography on Instagram.
I'm going to.
Really, I think it's like, because even clients started paying me. I remember...
clients started paying
Yeah, like Coke. And I can share this screens with you. No, still I was there.
Still working at...
Still working, but then because of conflict of interest, then I would only take on those that where I was not managing myself, right?
Yes, of course. Some Chinese walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I'll maybe share some screens with you when the recording goes out, you can put it and show.
Sure, absolutely.
Like I would be dangling on a building in town, probably even like Londra House, and with my 2 feet, and I'll
Explain
put the
dangling.
So just with my feet.
Whoa.
Over here. And then I would hold a can of Coke with my name on it.
Yes.
And I would get paid like 400K by Coke.
No way.
Yeah. So because this was like a daredevil,
Yes.
who's climbing buildings and doing all this stuff. I've been arrested in Dubai for this, for going on top of buildings.
Tell me about that one.
So I had to go through a women's gym, man, to go to the to go to the rooftop.
And this is a Muslim country.
And it's not as tough, but it's not as tough as other countries.
Yes.
But still. But then the best thing is you ask for forgiveness, right?
Yes.
So you say, I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was just taking some photos, but I knew what I was doing.
Yes. And they let you go.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because you're not doing anything dangerous, right? You're just taking photos.
Yes.
When they see the photos, they're like, okay, this guy's just taking photos.
Yeah.
But then you don't do it again.
Of course.
So you just do your one thing.
Of course. And then you're gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see the photos I've taken.
Yes, I would love to.
When I've also been arrested, the ones I took. In New York, I've been arrested so many times. I've been on top of Brooklyn Bridge, taking photos. Although I'll say New York is tougher because the laws are once you're caught.
Type.
So you have to be very careful, the timings and everything. Once I was almost robbed.
Wow.
But for me, this was what my thing was. Yeah, like.
So you went to New York to do what? Or you were just
photography?
Photography.
And, I said I'm going to do urban exploration. Like I'm going to explore these cities.
And were you getting?
Yeah, I was getting paid, and of course I was doing strategy work as well for the digital strategy for clients.
I see.
So there was some agencies I was working with.
I see. So you were freelancing.
Yeah, but photography was what I was interested in because I wanted to build a career.
How long was that? How many years were you in New York?
No, it's only 6 months before
6
Javas
months.
came. Before Javas then came and said, we want to hire you as the head of marketing.
So 6 months in New York.
Yeah.
Taking photography, taking photographs, getting arrested in between.
Yeah.
Doing strategy work, freelancing like a stringer. And then when did Java call in? When you were back or when you were still in?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So I was actually in Kenya then.
Okay.
And
so
then,
you came back.
I had come back. I used to come and go.
What year is that?
Because remember, I was on a tourist visa.
Yes, of course.
So you have to come and go, yeah?
Yes.
So I was back, and then some of my network, I think, they said the Java CEO is looking for head of marketing, and I think you'd be a great fit. I said, listen.
Someone in your network.
And I said, listen, I think Java is a small, that time there were 12 branches. I was like, I just know it as a coffee shop. But it's interesting because my grandfather used to run restaurants in Kenya in the 80s.
Interesting.
And then he quit. He retired at 2000, I think, around 2000. But I was like, man, this is interesting because it's food. I love food.
Yes.
Food is like I travel for food as well. That's
Yes.
why I said urban exploration. Because I was also exploring food.
Yes.
And recording all this stuff. Like whenever I'm having food, I'm also recording it. I have a whole journal. Every restaurant I've been to,
Yes.
I've recorded. I've been to that restaurant.
No way.
Yeah, I've been. I've taken photos of everything I've eaten in life.
Whoa.
So anything I put in my mouth, I take a photo of it.
So Java calls.
Java calls me and they're like, we've just raised $30 million private equity, and we want to grow the business.
Yes, and we're looking.
But the CEO is very in the business.
I see. So
he was upfront to me and said, "Listen."
So basically, you're coming in to fatten the cow.
That no better way
sale.
to put it. No better way to put it. And he was very clear. He's only
But I
good.
like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's clear, right?
How many years was that?
Yeah, but you see, I'll tell you. So in the interview, I also asked him about equity because I needed that,
Yes.
or else there was no point.
Yeah.
And he said, yes, actually, they have a plan for that as well.
An ESOP plan.
Yeah. Again, it wasn't later on a story. It wasn't. I also learned what not to do to employees.
Yes.
From there. Because what I've done now.
Don't promise and then don't.
No, they did it.
Yes.
But I learned that what the difference between ESOP and RSUs are, and why RSUs is better for the employee.
Expound for my.
Yeah, I will later. I'll whole link thing, and I really want to discuss that because I feel like more companies should do that.
I agree.
So he said, yeah, there is this thing, and I said, perfect. This is the salary I'm expecting now. At the business unit, I remember I was
Lessons.
making, so I asked for 3 times or I think 2 times more.
Yes.
He said, he had actually given me more than I'd asked for.
Whoa.
So I even realized that I even undersold myself there again.
Even there again, you
Again.
undersold yourself.
But it's okay. Because
Lessons?
it's okay. I learned that one thing I learned from Kevin Ashley, amazing person, is
That's a CEO.
and founder. If somebody asks you for a particular amount, usually that's what they're worth.
Yes.
Because that's what they'll be happy with.
Yes.
And then you can give them a little bit more and they'll never leave you. They'll never leave you.
That's
But
interesting.
never
Underprice someone?
no, never penny pinch people for like 10, 20,000 bob here and there. And you're arguing with the senior person and saying, okay, your salary is 600,000 or 700, but we'll give you 550.
I think the English have a good word for that. A good saying.
What's the thing?
Penny rich, pound foolish.
Yeah, that's a saying. That's the saying,
Yes.
So you don't do that with your key people, yeah?
Penny wise, pound foolish.
Penny wise, pound foolish.
Yes.
Penny wise, pound foolish. That's the saying. So I learned that from him, a great guy, very fair guy. And
so he gave you above.
Yeah, he gave me above what I asked for, actually. And equity as well, he'd given me that. So I was like, this is the place I want to be in. But he was very clear also. He's only going to be there for 1 year.
And he kept his word.
Yeah, because he had to leave. Because he was not a professional CEO.
Okay.
He was the founder.
He was founder.
But we had to get a professional CEO, somebody who knows how to professionalize the documentation.
But that's the other thing, Asif.
P&L,
entrepreneurs need to appreciate. At some point, and that's not to say that you push out entrepreneurs like what I've seen in other companies. And then you find yourself with a company that has no vision. Because if the founder has left and you've not left any legacy, that professional who comes in is there to, if they don't share the vision and leave it. I mean, look at what happened to iProcure.
Oh, that's another big story, yeah?
I mean, the founder has told his story.
Okay.
He's told his story. In fact, I posted about it.
Okay. I need to read it.
Stefano,
some of my investors actually invested in that company.
Stefano was very clear about the mistakes him and his co-founders did. But he was also clear that his investors pushed him to step aside and bring in professional management.
CEOs or what, and then it closed.
And then
run down.
Completely closed,
Interesting.
So there has to be a balance.
Yeah. That's so interesting, huh? It took us a whole 2 years to hire a CEO for Javas.
Wow.
It was crazy. You can't. You're right. That's the thing you're saying, right? It ended up being a guy called Ken Kuguru.
Yes.
From the software, the Kugurus.
Yes.
And he was running a business unit in Asia.
Yes.
10 times bigger than Java's.
Wow. But he wanted to come home or what?
No, it was just a great opportunity for him, right? Okay. As a CEO of Java's. And of course, you cannot get a better professional CEO than him, man. His culture matched with us. Because of him, I was able to do even more stuff now.
Amazing.
You see, because Kevin was, we didn't even know the P&L when Kevin was there.
What?
Yeah, we didn't know. It was only between him and CFO. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You see, that was the way he wanted to run it. What Ken, and I learned from Ken, was you give accountability to your people even down to the level.
100%.
And guess what?
Yes.
It's better for the whole company.
Yeah, because everybody knows where the money is coming in, where the money is going.
And whether you're making money or not.
Yes. I remember.
So now we do that at ANDO.